Hi guys, so as I said I was going to do another video this week. This is actually the message for May, again channeled through the Viridian Consciousness. So it's just a few tools and techniques, and as we're moving through this time, even each week is unique in itself because there are so many transformations occurring now, and I'm really seeing a huge augmented process in the healing that I'm working with certain clients at the moment. Is the transformation is amazing, and the results that they're having are instantaneous, and we're always told about this time where it was going to be very much in the moment, quick as consciousness moves, because as we know in the unconscious everything moves much faster. And we can magnetize anything, within seconds. So part of that 4D consciousness, hi Linda, part of that 4D consciousness is about understanding how everything spins and moves, and the atom is again changing, and our form is changing, which is all about the light body consciousness. But part of that is being able to come back into full conscious awareness that we actually have this tremendous power within us. Many have spoken about this before. So really, if you're ready now and your intention is there, the transformation can be so much quicker than spending months and months, even years, especially in talking therapies, but even energy healing. It can really take a lot of time because, authentic healers have to be, of their own experience, they have to have gone through it. But we're not here to fix everyone. We're here to help you fix yourself. And this message I'm about to read really highlights a little bit about that, but also gives some tools and tips. And like I said, each month is going to have a theme now from the unconscious, because if you're in alignment, you're going to be working at certain levels of your development. So you might be working on inner child issues, for example, original soul wounds, which is that original wound that you have since you were created as a soul. It could be an array of multidimensional energies coming in, and then you're probably going to be working through the lower four chakras, because the lower four chakras have to be integrated, healed, before the heart chakra can open. And only when the heart chakra opens will the spirit come into alignment, and the soul can then live through the meridian system of the body. And that is when we are in 4D. And then obviously a lot of magical things will start to happen. The main thing is the telepathy and the understanding of something more, and the sovereignty that you feel within yourself, and being able to see through the illusion as the veil lifts a little bit more. But even more importantly, especially with all the hideous stuff that's going on at the moment, hi Holly, seeing through the lies. And again, like I said last week, it's not about magnetizing to these conspiracy theories, and Spirit have said they are. Pretty much most of them are real. But the point is that if you attach to that frequency, then you lower yourself down. And again, it's good to be aware of everything, because we have to know the truth. And this is going to start coming out, and you're starting to see it. And I must bring up, a few people have mentioned it, the UFOs that were just released by NASA, or I think it was the CIA or NASA. Anyway, so basically, this is part of the disclosure has started now. So you're going to see a lot more of this disclosure going on. As I said, the organ trading, the child sex slavery, these are the big ones as well that we should be starting to see. I don't know how they're going to put that on the news. A lot of the breakaway occult groups from the Second World War, especially the Germans, about how they've infiltrated certain aspects of our consciousness, about how they've used technology. And last time I was watching the Corey Good video, I think obviously he was talking about that they might disclose these black triangle type spacecraft that we have. We have lots more of this, but this is just trickling it in. And they've been using the spacecraft to build the space stations, which is why Trump is now bringing a space force in. So he's starting to just put that foundation in, because he's actually here to release a lot of the truth. So regardless of what you think about Trump, he's actually doing some very good stuff behind the scenes, and he's having to follow a certain narrative, because you can't just debunk the whole culture of our planet overnight, because people are going to go into mass fear. So there's an integration process. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, and I feel that that is going to really start to bring the consciousness through much easier, because what's happening now is our co-creative is already changing. So even the ones that are completely void of this information, this awareness, or the ones that call it folly, fantasy, Satan and all the rest of it, are still going to have an awakening period, because we're all connected into the one energy. And a big thing is now is that we're coming out of that 9-to-5 model, that intense slavery, 9-to-5 corporate model. We have to do this amount of work. That's all starting to shift. So already companies are now talking about they're going to be doing a lot more work from home. So this is starting to give people back a bit of their own time. Now, when you've got your own time back, you have a chance to work on your feelings, because we're so distracted by everything. So that's another great gift of the coronavirus, has been able to just take the time out and just to sit with the feelings. So this is really just being open to everything you hear, because there's going to be a lot of things coming out that might challenge certain belief systems. So I think you just have to have an open mind and just let it resonate with you. Because even stuff I say, it needs to resonate with you. You need to feel it. Because any information, because there's full of misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation in the New Age movement, and it's shocking. So you really need to, when you hear something, it needs to resonate. It needs to resonate. And a lot of times, especially when you're doing healing work, you would have intuitively felt something, understood something, but wasn't quite sure. Then you'll have a healing, and then that will come up in the healing, and then you go, oh, okay, yes, I was feeling that. And that is about being in alignment with the soul, because also the soul wants you to build rapport with what you're feeling and believing, because the mind will always come in and debunk what you're feeling. And you can have I've seen people have amazing spiritual experiences, like out of this world. I've talked to them 2-3 weeks later and they've denied it even happened, because the belief systems are so ingrained. So again, this is going to bring up multidimensional belief systems in you. So just be aware that whatever's coming up, let it sit, and always bring the energy into the heart, because this heart is where the truth is. It's only found in your own heart. And just let that resonate and move through you. Like I said, if you're connecting with these energies that are on the planet at the moment, you're going to transform very quickly, but you have to get over that trust period. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this message now. Hi everyone, just want to say, Kate, Tim, everyone coming on. Okay, so this is the May message for the month of May. Opening new doors, closing the old. No more sacrificing your integrity. It's time to say no. No more repeating of the old. Let go of the patterns that no longer serve you, that have kept you stuck, causing you to magnetize the same situations over and over again. So this is on a micro, macro level, so in our own personal lives, but this is also a message for humanity, because if we start changing our own lives, we change the collective as well, okay? As I'm sure most of you know. If you are in doubt, seek some help. Trying to hold on to the old ways will only enhance your feelings of isolation and confusion. It's imperative this month that you take a good look at your reality and notice what isn't working any longer. You are all creating your own realities through your own perceptions, or what you believe reality is. Suffering through misinformation is no longer a reality on this planet Earth. You are on the dawn of realization, realizing the truth that makes you human, the truth about how you take your lives forward. Holding on to the past only causing you grief, no one else. Holding grudges and dislikes isn't harming the other person. It is only harming you. Simply, you magnetize the situation to yourself in the first place. And you suffer because you are misinformed with the truth. It doesn't matter about the story. You must disconnect from the story. If you don't allow oscillation to swing within those unilateral emotional holds, you are going to suffer in your physical bodies, because the denied hidden emotions cannot be denied any longer. They are surfacing whether you like it or not. Because to deny them any longer is denying the very energy that keeps your heart beating, that keeps this universe in balance. Deep within your co-creative consciousness is a spark of light, the very essence that binds all of you together. And this spark of light is the highest intention you all carry deep in your DNA. And that is to return the light to yourselves and your planet. The truth is this gem of unconditional love, and it is starting to awaken. It is your intention to connect with it that makes the transformation of this planet possible. Deep within you is this unconditional love for dear planet Earth, and she is aching for all of you to reconnect with her once more. Earth wishes to nurture your bodies back into crystal light. There are many misalignments with the truth that have hindered, twisted, and contorted your mental and emotional bodies. We are optimistic humans will take the time now to look within and connect into the collective of humanity. Through this intricate network, you can create anything you want. However, separation is no longer an option. So you must begin with your past and start letting go. Do not play into the fear of the coronavirus. It is actually the fear that is doing you the most harm, because fear is the opposite to the light's message. And when you are in fear, you are in survival, easily manipulated. Do not forget these fundamental truths. Tune in and work with flowers and plants that you are drawn to. Nature is within this channeling, and their message is simple. Sit with us and trust. Trust we can help you find peace, stillness, and balance so you may work on your emotional bodies safely, feeling supported throughout the process. No one is going to fix you. You have to be responsible for yourself and accept your denied emotions. You cannot escape this truth any longer. The soul cannot and will not be denied any longer. If you are seeking outside of yourselves, you will not find your answers. They can only be found within you, within your own hearts. If you need help, ask. Don't let your mind control you any longer. Only through your feelings can you enhance all aspects of your lives. Great. So I think, the main message there is, to get into the emotional body, because it has to be done now. It has to be done. And grudges, the criticism and judgment, and Spirit said to me, because we all, when we go through the mental field, we criticize, judge everyone ourselves. It's a huge ego issue. But there is actually no exercise to transform it. You can only accept it in the given moment. Give it love, and then let it release itself naturally, because the more love you give to the criticism, judgment, because the mind is in fear, when it feels love, and it's that intention to give it love, that brings that oscillation, which we're talking about, those unilateral emotional holds. It's the same in the mental field. So it allows everything to swing, and then naturally we'll come into balance, because deep within us is balance, and we only get out of balance because we're misaligned with truth. So we judge and criticize mostly through our own inadequacy, because we need to make ourselves feel better, and we believe the opinions and judgments of others, and that again brings us down. Inadequacy is actually something so powerful that it's wrapped itself around the soul, around human consciousness, because we have been denied our truth, our power for so long. And it's not, inadequacy is not the problem, it's actually the beliefs in it. And actually it's what drives us to perfection. And the more we look for perfection, the more inadequacy is in our face, because we're already perfect. So it's about surrendering to actually who you really are and not comparing yourself to anyone else. That's the first. When you can have that foundation, it's much easier to let go of the criticism, judgment, and the grudges that it spoke about here, because that energy it's like I've seen it in people's auras and energy fields. It's very tight and very hard, and it's the negativity it takes to hold on to that can really sort of drain your life force. So understand that those aspects of us can be very unconscious as well. Sometimes we feel, because the conscious mind just lets go of everything, and if it didn't, we'd all be in bed crying our eyes out. The world would just stop overnight. But so we do have to move on, but we also have to come back and acknowledge, and 20, 30, 40 years time, we'll be very in the moment. So anything that happens, we'll deal with it then. We won't suppress it, because humans suppress everything, as we all know. So it's really about just being present with the judgment, the criticism, the grudges, and just allowing that energy to move through. So like I said, just use a color, a shape, or a block, something in your imagination. Just give it love and just let it move through you, because that energy is if you could see it, if you're intuitive, psychic, you can see it, and it's sluggish. It looks different in everyone, but it's very hard, very heavy, and we're trying to transform into light. So you can't take that with you. You have to transform everything from 3D, and that means all multidimensional lives and aspects. So once this soul is grounded and you start to get a good foundation from this life, then those other aspects can come in. And I've seen that with my clients, that there has to be that foundation before these multidimensional parts come in, because there has to be acceptance of that as well. But that is the way forward. That is the new healing. That is how we are now transforming ourselves through that process. And we can't fix anything through the mind anymore. So trying to do techniques through the mind is not going to work, because it's too programmed, it's too conditioned. And actually, the more you get your mind out of the process, the quicker you transform, because divine current is here with you now, and you need to allow it to move through your body. Okay. So I hope that's helped a little bit. I will just probably I don't know, I might do something Friday. It just depends. I'm channeling every day because I'm still writing stuff for my books and courses and all the rest of it. So different things come through. So when it comes through and I need to share it, I will. But I'll definitely, if I don't see you by the end of the week, I'll see you early next week. All right. Thanks very much, guys. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming on. Take care.